point out that the fact that people are crying and having goosebumps and falling does not mean that power fell, does not mean that power moved, does not mean that God moved, does not mean that God blinked in that meeting. It's just chords.
People fell when under Michael Jackson's.
They even fainted.
Yeah, people passed out.
People don't even understand history. You don't realize that hymns were criticized by the same body of Christ hundreds of years ago as the music of the clubs.
Same hymns.
Hymns didn't start.
My people, Akinade Iboyi, popularly known as Gaise Baba, was born in the year 1986, precisely on the 5th of August, which means he will be 39 years old in a few months' time. He grew up in Ile-Ife before he moved to Lagos. Gaise Baba is happily married to the love of his life, Funto, and they are blessed with children.
God said I should marry. No, because I told God I wanted to marry.
So why did you want to marry me?
Why do you want to know?
Please, you are a guest on this platform.
So I remember it was when we met October 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, at Steve Harris's event, and yeah, we exchanged BB pins. No, you asked for my BB pin.
You
asked for my BB pin, and then we started talking. And I think for me, what really fascinated me about you was that we would be having conversations, and the way you would answer the conversations were just mind blowing. Like you were not trying to speak Christianese, but you were giving spiritual answers. You would bring Bible into conversations without quoting Bible verses, and that for me was just like, wow, who is this guy, from where, so all these things that everybody is saying now, that Gaise is wise, Gaise is this, so that was majorly it for me. It was just how you were so intelligent and so deep with the conversations that we're having, and how you were your thought process about certain things just really wowed me, and I remember just saying to God that I want this particular son of yours, I want to marry this particular son of yours.
Gaise Baba started as far back as 2005. He does a fusion of Afrobeat, gospel, and various African rhythms, which he hopes to use to greatly impact the society and culture. When he graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, where he studied economics and later went for his National Youth Service Corps in 2009. Then in 2010, he recorded his first breakthrough as he was signed with Sanctified Records. This led to him releasing Follow.
Ọmọ ògbọ́ Yorùbá wọn lè sọ Ìgbò, mo bá ṣe dánwò l'Haúsá wọn gba 0. Orí ẹja nínú ọbẹ̀ ó ń pe Nímò, kò mọ ògògó ó mọ Robert De Niro. Follow, you be follow. How well can our children speak our languages? Because the way we are going, in another 2 to 3 generations, our local languages might just be extinct.
This released song earned him some nominations, including Best Indigenous Concept at the Nigerian Music Video Awards and the African Entertainment Awards. Gaise Baba is referred to as a polymath and a culture architect. So this earned him some other awards like the State Cultural Ambassador for Ekiti, Best New Artist at the Crystal Awards, and so many others. The truth is that Gaise Baba did not just start today. He has 13 years professional experience in the Nigerian music industry, not only as a recording and performing artist, but also as a concert promoter and festival founder and curator. He has a diploma in music from Berklee College of Music. Gaise Baba has founded a number of social impact cultural exchange platforms that serve young people in Nigeria and beyond, and they are as follows. The Light Out Initiative. He tours high school and colleges across the country, teaching the teenagers and also the preteen students. He also founded Aramanda, a culture-shaping Afro-urban music and arts festival that connects with the young, those who are social and those who are digitally savvy, trendy Gen Zs and millennial Africans who like music, dance, and art. He also founded Lounge 464. In all of this, people did not really know him much. When Lawrence Oyor announced the collaboration, a lot of persons criticized him and even said, why will Lawrence Oyor have a collaboration with Gaise Baba, who is not a gospel singer, because he performs in clubs and secular places. You have to hear him say something about that here in this video between him and Femi Lazarus.
You cannot tell me that it is only through a certain tempo of music, a certain style of music that God's power can move. If you have not seen God's power move through a particular sound, it's because the persons have not accessed power on that level. Yes, that's one. Two, I also have to point out that the fact that people are crying and having goosebumps and falling does not mean that power fell, does not mean that power moved, does not mean that God moved, does not mean that God blinked in that meeting. It's just chords.
People fell when under Michael Jackson's.
They even fainted.
People passed out.
People don't even understand history. People realize that hymns were criticized by the same body of Christ hundreds of years ago as the music of the clubs.
Same hymns.
Same hymns. Hymns didn't start in church. That sounds did not start in church. It started outside. It's like blues. In fact, what is common now as worship is soft rock. In early 1900s,
Yes.
the music of the church was completely Western. In Nigeria, the music of the church was completely Western. And so it was not connecting with the people on the streets. They could not use the music of the church to evangelize to everyday people, everyday Nigerians. A man called J.J. Ransom Kuti,
Now we're entering it.
Josiah Jesse Ransom Kuti,
Yes.
who used to be a mainstream musician, used to play jazz, used to play piano.
Mainstream guy. Away from the temple.
Away from the temple. Then he got into the Anglican system, started being raised to become a reverend. He's always been involved in music because his father, who is actually the first Kuti,
Yes.
his father, who was a traditionalist, actually used to sing in groves, in ancestral groves, actually, right? So he used to carry JJ as a child. So he knew the music of the shrine. When he became a reverend and he started evangelizing, he believed that music could do more than it was doing. And he saw that the music of the church was only connecting with the aristocrats and wasn't connecting on the level with everyday people. So what did he do? He started to indigenize those hymns. So the same way Samuel Ajayi Crowther converted
English Bible
to Yoruba so that people can relate. So you can speak to a people, speak the gospel to a people. It was J.J. Ransom Kuti that introduced the music of the church to the people on the land. In fact, some of those songs were rhythms and melodies that he had learned as a child in the groves. He flipped it and used it to explain the gospel because they were rhythms that the people were familiar with.
He recorded the first song.
He's the first man in the history of Nigeria to record an album. He recorded it in 1922.
And that's the grandfather of.
That's what that's. So, you see, Paul said, I will be all things to all men, so that by all means I will win some. For the sake of that some, he was willing to be all things to all men. He knew he would not win all. He knew he would win some. But for the sake of that some, I will be all things to all men. We don't understand our mandate. That's why we are satisfied with the small that is inside the temple. Jesus said, the harvest is plentiful. The laborers are few. Why? But there are many people inside the temple. But they are so dogmatic that they cannot labor.
They can't get in.
They can't get in. You claim to be light, you are avoiding darkness. You claim to be salt, you don't want to enter the soup. You don't want to enter the heat. You don't want to enter the soup because of the heat. The pot is hot because food is being cooked. If you are going to influence the soup, you will experience the heat. If you are not ready to experience the heat, then you are just going to be salt in jar. You'll be pointless. We are just salt in jar and we are over salting each other and fighting and competing between denominations. There are people out there, man. There's a drug epidemic going on in our country. Who are you speaking to? Teenagers are getting destroyed in droves. We are doing conferences. Who is coming to conferences? You know Christians. Then you invite an artist. If the artist should not charge because you say the artist should be preaching gospel. Is it gospel you are preaching at conference? Not Christian you are talking to. You know ourselves we are talking to in conference. No, now let's more talk. True. It's not Christians gathering at conference. All the conferences we are doing up and
for
down.
Christians.
Only Christians they gather for the conference. And with all the Christians, the country still no change. So in actual fact, our doctrine is actually already transforming the land.
We are not entering. We are not going into the world as commanded.
The truth is, when God chooses to announce anyone, nobody can stop it. God is always on time. Someone said last week that it will take God 30 years to prepare you, and it will also take him 3 days to announce you. What do you think about that statement? Well, have you watched the video of No Turning Back with Lawrence Oyor? I think you should see it. it. Thank you so much for watching this video, for watching to this point. God bless you. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to hit the subscribe button right away and turn on the notification bell so that you can always get notified each time we drop new videos. Stay blessed.